Alright, what is up, you guys? I'm here with WWE Legends of Mid-South Wrestling, the 3-disc set. This is also on Blu-ray if you want to get more content, but I just went with the DVD. It's kind of hard to find this on Blu-ray, actually. But on the front here, you have one of my all-time favorites, Jake Roberts himself. Then you have Junkyard Dog. It's good to see him get the cover. It really is. I always thought he was very underrated. And then we have Ted Dibiase. So, a lot of people don't like this DVD. I actually quite enjoy it. You know, it's classic territory wrestling. I love that. You know, I love that stuff. And on the back here, we do have a 6-hour runtime, which is kind of disappointing. That's basically jipping us 3 hours. But, yeah, it is what it is. But you have really cool artwork. It almost looks like one of the classic posters you would see with the card on it. So I personally love the territory days, and I love classic wrestling. So I mean, that's the greatest picture of JR I've ever seen. So let's open this up. Oh, I love that picture. That's so cool. I mean, if you don't like this set, I want to know why. Because a lot of people really criticize this. Maybe it's because it didn't get, like, a documentary treatment or what. But, you know me, I'm not a fan of the discs having the listing behind them. Because then you got to take them out for the review. It's just, yeah. Alright, so basically what you have is, you know, different superstar vignettes, little featurettes. And then you have the matches. So first we have Ted DiBiase, and then we have a match with Paul Orndorff. Then we have Junkyard Dog with Andre the Giant, Dusty Rhodes, and Junkyard Dog versus Afa, Sika, and Big Cat Ernie Ladd. And then we have the Rat Pack, DiBiase, Bourne, and Duggan. And Junkyard Dog versus Junkyard Dog and Mr. Olympia versus Ted DiBiase and Matt Bourne. And Matt Bourne, later known as Doink the Clown. And then we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Ted DiBiase. We have Tony Atlas, benches 500 pounds. Then we have Ted DiBiase and Matt Bourne versus Andre the Giant and Tony Atlas. Classic Andre footage there, gotta love it. And then we have an announcement of Magnum TA's manager. Mr. Wrestling 2 conducts workouts with Magnum TA. And then we have Magnum TA and Mr. Wrestling 2 versus the Midnight Express. And then Mr. Wrestling 2 versus Magnum TA. And then we go over here, we have Hacksaw, Butch Reed. It's kind of hard to read that there. Yeah, I hate when they do that. And then we have a Painted Dog, a Tar and Feather Dog. We have the Ghetto Street Fight with JYD versus Hacksaw, Butch Reed. Midnight Express, Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express rivalry. Can't forget that. And then we have the Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express. Then we have Jim Ross interviews the Rock and Roll Express. And then we also have Jim Cornette in a straitjacket. I'm a huge Jim Cornette fan. The Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express. Then we have Shawn Michaels learns from Ted DiBiase. And then Shawn Michaels versus Ted DiBiase. Terry Taylor's big match against Ric Flair. And then we have the match itself for the NWA Championship. And then we have Muhammad Ali chapter. And then the Snowman versus Jake Roberts. Ted DiBiase becomes a good guy. And then Ric Flair versus Ted DiBiase. We have Rob Rick Steiner versus Nick Patrick. And then the Blade Runners versus John O'Reilly and Ken Massey. And then we have the Hacksaw Jim Duggan featurette. Terry Bam Bam Gordy versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan from UWF Heavyweight Championship match. And then we have the Fabulous Freebirds, of course. And then we have Ted DiBiase and Steven, I think it's Death Williams, versus Michael P.S. Hayes and Buddy Roberts. And then we have Terry Bam Bam Gordy And then a match with him and, yeah, Steve Dr. Death Williams, yep. One Man Gang versus Big Bubba Rogers. And then we have Steve Dr. Death Williams again versus Big Bubba Roberts. So, stuff spanning from, let's see, 82 to 87 from what I can see. If it's in order. Yep, it's in order. So, yeah, let me know what you think of this DVD, because I know it gets a lot of shit from people. I don't know if it's the runtime or the lack of documentary or just even the match listing itself. I mean, I think it's enjoyable. So, it's always good to see classic footage like this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.